How's it going, everybody? Level M Diecast. We have some Tomica today. Been a little bit since we've had some Tomica on the channel. Not exactly the easiest stuff to come across here in the U.S. These came from my buddy Nick, who just came back from a trip to Japan. So did pick up a couple of models for me while he was there. So we'll just go over what we picked up. I did already take the plastic off the outside just to make this a little bit more straightforward. So this is number 17. This is the Isuzu Elf Road Railer. So they use the Isuzu cab for a lot of different attachments. Very easy for them to just add a new thing on the back of it to change it up. So we'll take it out the bag, get that in there. So there is the roof railer. It does have some rail kind of wheels there on the bottom. They're not real. They don't roll or anything like that, but they are added on. It looks pretty good. There is the details on the bottom. So normally they do have the number on there. Of course, the Elf doesn't have the number on it because they use it for many, many, many different ones. Full prints on the front, looks good. No Isuzu symbol or anything though, which is kind of interesting. Definitely an interior in there. This is a very cool looking model. So this has obviously a functional rear section here. So this will come up. It kind of works in tandem as far as keeping the platform level. Although, you know, the platform does move. It does have a little piece in there to keep it based. Then it does extend just a little bit. And then, of course, it does have full 360 rotation. Very interesting the way that the boom is designed for this particular thing. So even when it's turned to the side and lifted all the way up, the platform is still directly over the axles, which that's a pretty ingenious design. So no, don't really need outriggers, although it does have some simulated outriggers here. This is more so just to compensate for the suspension more than likely. But that's pretty cool. Nothing on the platform in particular. Little spot there, which would be like a control spot or whatever like that. But it's a kind of cool one. Doesn't come with like decals or anything like that. Nothing fancy, but it still looks pretty cool. I definitely like that one. So we'll set that one over to the side for right now. Like I said, we do have a lot of Isuzus as the chassis. This one is the Bridge Inspection Vehicle number 94. This one is going to be probably pretty cool as well with some functionality to it. So we'll get the box open. Get this out of there. This one has some print on there. Quite a bit of print, actually. So the bag back in there. I try to tend to avoid Tomicas that don't have the boxes. Kind of need the boxes on there. So this one does have the Isuzu print on the front. Of course, it does say Isuzu. So normally they do have some silver print in the front, as we saw with the previous one. This one doesn't have any additional print for the headlights. But it does have the Isuzu print, a little bit of print for the grille. There is some printing on the base here for the diamond plating. There's a little bit of print on that boom section there. Looks pretty good. It's a similar rear section here to the one that we just looked at. So this one comes up, looks like, and this one extends out as well. So this one seems to be the exact same boom as far as that's concerned. And then this little platform comes down. The way that this would work is you'd be on the edge of a bridge, you bring this over and you put this down, and it would actually be underneath the lip of the bridge. So like if you were to assume that this is on the roadway, or maybe there's where the sidewalk is, so they can look underneath the bridge. So, and this does rotate, so you can do all kinds of stuff with that. It doesn't come down as much as I think it should to get a better look at it, but it does function exactly how it should, which I think is pretty important. So that's pretty cool. It's definitely something that's a bit outside the box. There's a little bit there's two little notches in there to keep it from rotating from side to side. So when you have it in there, it's not gonna go anywhere. It's nice and locked in there. And I do like the color combination. So a little bit different flavor with that one. So set that guy to the side as well. I got one more Isuzu Elf. This is the sign car. This one should come with some type of stickers or something to that effect. So get this open. Pull this guy out. There you go. This guy does come with a set of stickers. So I usually don't put the stickers on because most of the stickers are one-time use or a particular use of some sort. There is the Isuzu Elf sign car. This one has a lot of print on it. So this is like their transportation management type of company with all the yellow print and stuff like that. I really like the chevron look here in the front. Silver printed headlights, Isuzu on the front. Really like the white bumpers. It looks good. Print on the side there looks good. And then a whole bunch of chevron warnings in the back. That looks good as well. So this one does raise up. So the little section here, there you go. It does go up and down. So there's a little spot on the back. That's where you would put the sticker sheet. So you could put that sticker sheet, which means to move over. That sticker sheet, which probably means there's a lot of traffic, probably. And then that sticker sheet, which probably means that the road is closed, I would assume. But you can only use one of these at a time. And this doesn't look like one of those kind of stickers that would be reusable. So whichever one you put on there, you're going to have to kind of be stuck with. So that's why I don't like to use the sticker sheets, if I can hold on to it. So it's pretty cool, though. I like the fact that they give you the option. So if you wanted to build something up and you say, you know, I want to make it a construction zone, or I want to say there's just too much traffic or whatever, that's pretty cool. So other than that, that's a pretty cool model. I like to collect this particular like deco theme of stuff. Maybe someday I'll get them all displayed together. Maybe we'll see. Kind of hard to display Tomica stuff. Super hard, actually. All right, Honda FU655 Lucky, kind of an interesting name. If you look at that really, really quick, you might think it says something else. Number 115. So this one is very interesting. For one, I don't think of any other diecast company on the planet who would make a like lawn mowing or mulcher type of thing. This is, I think this is a mulcher. This thing is pretty dang detailed, though. Does have this flap off the back, and then of course there is the rotating blades there. I'm pretty sure this is a mulcher. It does say Honda there on the front. This does have that type of wheel that they use for tractors often and stuff like that. The handle looks pretty detailed. This thing is actually pretty crazy. It's pretty crazily detailed. So this one does come with an operator. So before we get to that, there is a sticker. It does come with one single sticker. Not exactly sure where that sticker... Oh, that sticker probably goes on the back here, like that. So I might try to put that on at some point in time. Definitely not going to try to do it on the camera. But very interesting. It comes with a gardener. It is clear. I think they do this intentionally so you could paint them up how you want, if that's what you want to do. And then, of course, he does come with a base that holds both the mulcher attachment and the operator. So the operator stands in the little base part here. So he has a couple little pins there that he can go into. And then we'll set the mower thing here. Oh, here we go. So this is the way it works. So we're going to attach his arms, so to speak. And then there you go. So it just sits in there just like that. I'm sure you can make the hands go on there just a little bit better if you wanted to, but that's the way it sits. And of course, it's got the mulcher section kind of below the ground level, so that looks pretty cool. It's a very interesting design, very interesting model. Something that's like I said, nobody outside of Tomica would do for sure, because that's just the stuff that they do. They don't limit them to anything. They just build whatever they think is going to be super cool. That one actually happens to be super unique. Super unique. All right, moving on to a single model. This is the Nissan Sakura. This is a brand new model for 2023. I pretty much got this one because I thought the color was kind of cool. This box is a little bit stiff. So we'll see if we can... There we go. Get the flap. Tomica boxes are some of the hardest to open boxes ever, I think, in my opinion. So we'll get this guy out of here. I don't think this guy's going to have like any moving features or anything like that. I'm pretty sure. So we'll get the bag back in the box. I do have all my Tomica set up, but they're not actually displayed, unfortunately. So there is your Nissan Sakura. This is a K car, obviously. Very itty bitty tiny car. Looks pretty cool though. Does say Nissan there on the back. Looks like it might be electric, potentially. It's usually their zero emissions logo they put on a lot of electric cars. So it probably is an electric car. So there is your base deeds. Yeah, looking at the base, I would say it definitely looks like a electric car. See, this one does say number 8 on the bottom. It is actually molded into the base, so it will always be number 8 if it's in the lineup. It's a very interesting thing how Tomica does that. All the models will always don the exact same number if they are in the lineup, but I really like the color. Really like the color on this one. It's a cool K car. It's a super cool K car. All right, so moving on to the Fiat 500e. I got this one too because I think the color looks super, super cool. These boxes are going to be a little bit difficult to work with. I don't want to rip the flaps on them. So we'll get our Fiat 500e out. Not a huge fan of the Fiat itself. Probably not typically a Tomica model that I would particularly want for this number 16, but I thought the color looked kind of cool. It's kind of a champagne color. It does have full print in the front. It says 500. Of course, it's the electric version, so it doesn't actually have like a grille. So just your standard Tomica wheels on there. It does have some nice printed taillights in the back. The color looks fantastic. It says Fiat on the back there on the hatch. It's a pretty cool color. It's like a golden champagne. It's kind of interesting. This also happens to be a left-hand drive car, which is also interesting. It looks pretty cool though. It looks pretty cool. So nothing fancy with that one. When we get to the Tomica Longs, that's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to get fancy. So we'll get this one out of here. Moving on to the Toyota Land Cruiser number 38. This one in white. So they always make these models to fit the box, and that's one of the things that it's a little bit odd with Tomica stuff, because you guys know how big a Land Cruiser is. Look at the size of the K car compared to the Land Cruiser. So that's just the way it works with Tomica. I think that's perfectly fine, but it does make for a little bit weird when you display stuff. So it does say Land Cruiser there on the back. Looks good. Nice big beefy model. It's actually relatively heavy. It's got kind of the more off-roady-ish kind of wheels to it. They're always these little thin wheels, though. All Tomicas have these little thin wheels. This particular one has some lensed headlights, which looks really good. Prints look good. Toyota symbol in there looks good. Clear window looks good. Of course, this one's right-hand drive, as you'd expect. And then there is the base deets. So they use a date code J23, so not exactly sure how they do their date codes, but there it is. And then, of course, number 38. Just like on the box, just like we mentioned, they will always don that same number. All right, moving on to some Tomica Longs. These are my absolute favorite thing to collect from Tomica. I absolutely love Tomica Longs. They're my absolute favorite, 100%. This one, number 123, this is a new release. This is the Garikun full trailer. I'm sure I butchered that. Beyond any doubt, but very interesting. Interesting. Ooh, holy cow, this model is like ridiculously skinny. Ooh. Ooh, both of them are side by side. And look how little that model is. Huh. Holy cow. Let's get this out of there. Look at that. Look how skinny it is. Holy cow, look how skinny that is. So that is an Isuzu as well. That thing is like super, super skinny. Holy cow. So it does have stickers all the way around. Super, super Japanese, 100%. So it says Ice Candy. Looks pretty cool. There's a rainbow on there. It goes all the way around. Actually, goes all the way around the truck, which is kind of interesting look. So you get a little print in there. Looks kind of cool. The quad steering on this guy. Then, of course, he comes with a trailer. One of the biggest reasons why I like the Tomica Long type is because the functionality of them is very, very cool. Very, very top-notch type stuff. So, get that in there. Set that to the side for right now. So there is the trailer. It does have a matching look. Looks like the rainbow will continue on to the trailer. A little bit styled, kind of like Euro trucks a little bit. They tend to have a lot of these trailers like that. But this one looks pretty good. Ridiculous. So the trailer does just, I think, oh yeah, it slides, it just pops in there. Ooh, there we go. Just pops in there. It's actually, it'll actually stay in there. So if you look in there, see that little piece right there? It's actually like It's like spring-loaded almost. It's just the friction of the plastic itself. But if you pop that out, that's the only way you can get the trailer out. But as far as like the functionality, looks pretty good. So it looks pretty good just rolling around. That's actually pretty nice. I really like that a lot. Of course, the rainbow continues onto the both pieces. And then, of course, there is the prints on the top. So you'd have a full one in the front and then a partially eaten one in the back. It's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting for sure. So we'll put that on there. It's way longer than the box, by the way. Way longer than the box. All right, moving on to the next one. This is number 144. This is the Hyo Proia trailer for Nissan containers. This one looks okay. This one's got the much skinnier box. So there's the fatter box and the skinnier box. So that tells you this one's going to be a relatively skinny Model 2. So we'll try to get this out of here without destroying the box. Those flaps are just... I wish they would go to the flapless boxes, but they are definitely never going to do that. So we'll pull this model out. There we go. It's got some plastic on them. As always, get the plastic off. There is a little bit of cardboard in between the trailer and the truck so that they don't move around. So we'll take a look at the truck, because yes, the truck does detach. Super prints on the front. Everything completely printed up. Looks good. Got your Hino truck symbol there, and the grill looks pretty good. Super, super small. Obviously compact to fit in the box there. So that one looks okay. There is the trailer. The trailer looks especially nice. I like all this silver print down here for the crash protection guards, basically. These containers do come off. So take both sets of them off. It is just a flatbed on the top. So if you wanted to use this for other stuff, you could. There's no print in the back. No further details on the base. Just a pretty straightforward trailer. These are the container pieces. They do use these for more than just this truck. So they are interchangeable. Little stickers on the side. Nothing fancy with them. They do stack. So you can stack them together and they stay together. Little lips on the top will keep them from sliding. And they look pretty good. If you get a whole bunch of these stacked together, they look pretty cool. So I kind of like that look. So just pop right on there. There's just little holes in the bottom. Little holes. Little female parts on here, and then the male part is here. Just put them together like that. The trailer has got a angled fifth wheel, so that you have to turn it to the side to get the trailer in there. That way when it's just there, it doesn't have to worry about falling out or anything like that. So that one's pretty cool. So we'll roll up the bag, put the bag back in the box, get the little cardboard piece back in the box. Get that guy to the side. Definitely can't keep the Tomica longs on the screen at the same time. All right, brand new for 2023. This is number 136. This is the UD Trucks Quan tank lorry. For some reason, the tank is clear. I do think that's a little odd, in my opinion, but we'll get it out and see if there's a reason for it being clear. So, the box is a little bit rough already. So this guy comes in a cardboard tray. So it just lines it the whole thing. Ooh. This one's heavy. This one's really heavy. All right, we'll get him out of the bag. There is the truck. Let's see if we can get this separated. There we go. So this cab is much, much larger than they normally do, which I think is okay. So maybe they're going to try to change things up a little bit. Maybe they could have made this fit in the smaller box, but they opted to make it a little bit bigger to put it in the bigger box, which I think is good. So there is your deets there. So 2021, this is not a new casting, but it is a new version for this one. So UD Trucks. Prints look good. Yellow looks pretty good there at the bumper. It's a pretty nice looking truck. This is the trailer. The trailer is very, very heavy. So the trailer might be brand new, or maybe just the combination might be brand new. There is a little bit of print on the back for taillights. Looks pretty good. Again, the tank is clear. I find that to be very interesting, that the tank is clear. I'm not sure if it does anything. Oh, let's see here. Is it supposed to open? Is it supposed to do something? So there's like these little, I mean, it's a separate piece on the side, but I'm not really sure if it's supposed to come off or it's supposed to do something. Of course, the box doesn't tell you anything, but very interesting. Maybe that's just the way it's designed. But yeah, there's like these little pieces right here where you can pull on it and the side parts are open. Very interesting. At first I thought maybe you'd actually be able to put like a fluid in there if you wanted to. But that's definitely not the case. It's definitely not the case for sure. But very interesting. It's very interesting that it's clear. It's very heavy though. It's very, very heavy. Very interesting. Very interesting. I just find that to be very interesting that I think maybe that's just the way it's assembled, but it's just weird. It's just really weird to be assembled like that. I'm not really sure what the little corner flaps are. So it says something in there. So it does say that you should be able to maybe pull it off. I don't want to damage anything. Oh, there we go. So I think the purpose is they just have it pop off so that you can see the little ballast separators. So this is the way that an actual tank is set up so that all the fluid doesn't slosh back and forth. Causes a lot of problems with the truck. So they have all these bulkheads in there to keep that from happening. It's interesting. So these don't move or anything like that. Like they don't do anything like that. But it's kind of interesting that the side pops off. I thought that was weird, but I figured they got to pop off. They got to do something. I got to figure out how to get it back on there. I think it goes maybe top first. There we go. So top first, and then it comes out. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. I think they're just trying something different, something new. See how that works. But it's fine with me. So we'll get the box assemble stuff back in there, hopefully. There we go. Put that one right back where it was since we got some space. All right, the very last one, I saved this one for last, for a reason. This one I feel like is going to be a lot more involved. This is the Mitubishi Puso Super Great Pole Trailer number 140. This is also a new release. I think this came out maybe earlier this year, maybe last year. But it is a very, very, very recent release for sure. This box is already damaged a little bit, unfortunately. So we'll get this one out of there. This one probably has a little bit of assembly, potentially. Here we go. Lots of different parts. There is a cardboard surround like the other one, but it stayed in there, so we'll just leave that in there. So we'll put the bag in there later. So that one comes with a couple different attachments. So this will be interesting. All right, so we'll get the main truck out of here, which comes with a girder section. So there is your Fuso truck, which looks fantastic in blue. There's your Mitsubishi logo on there. Looks really, really good. This one does have a double set of axles on there. So that is fixed. So this section here to the truck is fixed. You'll be able to attach different pieces to it. This is the girder piece, kind of like the bridge section. So it's all plastic. There is a little bit of notch here in the front to hook it to the truck, and then a little notch here in the back to hook it to the carrier trailer, which is right here. This is already going to be probably one of the coolest Tomicas they've ever made. So this is the carrier trailer. Of course, it does have the extending pole here in the middle. This is a type of setup they would use to do like wind turbines, stuff that's really, really long. A lot of bridge girders and things like that, which is super cool. And then this has the rear section there. Now you can just hook this directly to the truck. So if you don't want to be carrying a load, you can tow it around just like that to get to your next site or whatever. It just sits in there with friction. It's going to pop right out. This entire trailer is plastic. Everything with this trailer is plastic, unfortunately, but the truck is metal. So that looks pretty good. So we'll put those two sides there. Also comes with a pipe load. So couple of pipes. They have a little bit of different sizes in there just to make it look a little bit better. But this is what you're going to do. You're going to put it in the one side, and then you're going to hook the pull section down there, and then You're going to hook it into the other side. So maybe it's easier to do it this other way. This is a little bit cumbersome, I will say, to do these in tandem, because you got to hook them up together. So there you go. So, and then as you turn, the whole load pivots, which actually looks pretty good. So even the pull section there in the middle pivots with it. That's pretty cool. So take the pipe load off of there. It's a pretty tight fit in the back. Take the pipe load off. We'll put the girder load on there, which is a much larger order or load. There you go. So there is your girder. Again, still works very, very good. A little bit less travel with this one, obviously, but it looks kind of cool. It's kind of cool sitting there. Obviously, it's never going to look as cool as the box art, because the box art's always top notch, but still pretty cool. So we'll get the girder piece off of there, and then it comes with this piece here, and this is how you can know that this is how you know that this stuff is made in Japan. So this comes with a giant mech arm. Yes, that is a mech arm for sure. Very, very, very cool. Very, very interesting. So that one, let's see here. There you go. So you carry the mech arm on the truck just like that, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But at the same time, it's super, super cool, because that's totally a Japanese thing, and that's really cool. Actually, it's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. The only thing is they got to come out with more pieces of the mech now. You can't just be transporting just an arm all the time. But again, it's pretty cool. It's got a lot to it. I think it's a pretty cool design. I think it's a cool thing that they took a shot at to try to knock out. Definitely not something that you really see much of anybody else do. So we'll put that guy up there. You got your mech arm, and then of course your load there. We're going to bring back in a couple more trucks here. Got this guy down here. Got this guy over here. So there you go. That is the newest release for Tomicas that I have been able to add to the collection. Last thing on the list is, of course, I got a keychain. So pretty happy about getting a keychain. So we'll just pull this out. So not going to keep the packaging, so I'm not too worried about the box itself. So if I can get it out of there, there we go. Comes in a little bag, and then, oh wow, this is actually leather. Wow, that's actually a pretty nice keychain. I'm pretty impressed. Well, that's actually pretty nice. It's actually nice and thick and looks pretty good. So just gonna throw that right there, and there you go. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about those Tomicas. Let me know if you guys have any Tomicas yourself. I'm always happy to add more. Obviously, Tomica Long is what I like, and I like trucks and stuff like that. So I'm a little bit focused on my Tomica, but still pretty cool. So we'll give you a high five. We'll see you next time on Level M. Peace.